Hey Team Blaine, hey, this is Russell Valentine, and I decided to make a short video to hopefully put some things into perspective as you're building your business. First question, why are you in business? Someone said something that tickled your ear and gave you the hope that potentially you could do this. Maybe you first got on the product and you saw some good results, either yourself or from someone else, and you just got motivated. You know, you're tired of your current situation, or maybe your current situation is not that bad, but you want to give this a try. I've been involved in 8 different multi-level marketing businesses, and each one of them were fun. I mean, great, and I enjoyed them. They just didn't work for me. There's multiple vehicles that are out there, and fortunately, I was able to be introduced to ViSalus a couple months ago by Ross Blaine. So I've learned a lot of different things in the multiple years that I've tried different businesses trying to get ahead. And so hopefully I can share some light on some things that maybe will help you out and put some things into perspective. Why are you in the business? How do you fuel your why? The naysayers are going to come. It may be family members, it may be just regular people in general. They'll say no, you'll approach them, but you're motivated. You understand that this is a good opportunity, but they just don't see it. So someone said something to you, you went to an opportunity meeting, a challenge party, and you saw the atmosphere, you were excited, you were pumped up, you said, man, this is great. So literally, now you're motivated. So now, as you're motivated and you're saying, hey, you're given guidance by your upline or your sponsor on, hey, you need to do these things. You need to make a list. You need to go and talk to your friends and your family members. But one thing I'll tell you, I'll just kind of share what happened to me, and if the shoe fits, you'll know what's going on. I first approached my family members. Now again, remind you, 8 different companies. So you can imagine if they see Russell coming down again, down the street, offering them another opportunity. If they didn't work for him back then, what do you think is going to happen this time? Here he comes again. Even though I'm motivated and I understand that the products work, a lot of people may not understand it. They may not see it the first time. It may be multiple times before they understand what you're trying to do. But so family members are going to turn on you. They're going to tell you, oh, you're in that scam, you're in a pyramid. Hey, you make your first $1 million yet? Hey, did you get paid yet? Hey, did you win that Beamer? And all those multiple things are going to happen. So literally, as people are talking to you about, okay, hey, have you, they're going to laugh at you, joke. It's good to joke with them. Don't take things too seriously. But after a while, you don't want to hear those things. You're going to get angry, disappointed, because you're going to see other people succeeding and you're not. You've already seen it now. People, rise and star within a couple days, in a month or a week, 45 days. A regional director, national director. Driving a Beamer. The BMW club. And you're not. And you've been in the business 6 months and nothing's, you're not seeing the same level of success. There are a lot of multiple factors that go into a person's success. But I will tell you what, do not determine your level of success based on someone else's success or failure. Everybody is own. Everybody is different. So literally, you just have to find out how this game is played and listen to your upline. And you got to go through different things to fuel your why. So again, family members are going to tell you, hey, you're in that scam. Other people are going to tell you, hey, you make that first $1 million. Hey, did you win that BMW? And then what happens? Your flame's out. Now that motivation that you had is all gone because you've let someone determine, hey, you're going to be successful, you're not going to do it. Your level of belief should not extinguish this flame, or someone else's level of belief you shouldn't let them extinguish your flame. You've got to guard it. You got to protect it. So how do you protect your flame? Well, there's multiple things. Once you listen to your upline, they're going to tell you, okay, what you should be doing. So how do you guard your flame, your motivation? Well, what I learned back in my first multi-level, when I was first introduced in 1992, was Amway. And I couldn't see why anybody could not, didn't understand it. I couldn't sleep. I was so excited. So one of the tools we had in Amway were audio tapes. Motivational, this is just a few of them. I've listened to these over and over, and I've got boxes full of them. Motivational tapes that don't really talk about the business. They talk about a person's journey, what they went through, what they had to overcome, how they became better, a better person, a better distributor. What did they do? Tapes. Nowadays we have the internet. Obviously, you have CDs, motivational videos you can watch on YouTube to motivate you. Also, books. What books are you reading right now to strengthen your mind? You're listening to someone else's experience. Now, how are you broadening your mind? Think and Grow Rich. Believe it or not, we are in a selling game. We have a product and we're trying to get someone to purchase it, to join us, so we're basically selling at the end of the day. Now, I don't know how many of you are natural born salesmen, but there are only a few people that are natural born salesmen. Other than that, you need to learn your craft. What are the things, what do you say? There's a lot of finesse to being able to talk with someone with confidence that makes them believe in the product that you have. So now, this is another tool. So selling, Zig Ziglar, Robert Kiyosaki, Donald Trump. How about reading some autobiographies about true leaders? People who have done things in societies and communities that have, they were a leader. Also, how about reading the Bible? Because a lot of the different things in businesses, are taken from the good book. So now I've got tapes, I've got books. The last thing are functions. We just had LST this past weekend. Also, the regionals are coming up pretty soon, and we just had national a month ago. So literally, tapes, books, functions. Tapes, books, functions. Tapes, books, functions. You've heard your leaders talk about, you need to make it to an event. You need to come out to a challenge party. You need to come to someone's challenge party, neon party. Those are events, your local events. Listen to some tapes. Get on the internet and Google, even our Visalis company has training aids that will show you what you need to do and how you need to learn about this business. And then what books, go to the library, or just get on, ask your upline, what's a good book that would allow me to become a better person? How do I grow as a person? So now I've got some ammunition to help me grow as a distributor, as an associate. So now I've got these things. So now my flame is guarded. Tapes, books, functions. So now when the naysayers come to me and say, did you learn, did you get that BMW club? You're in a scam, you're in a pyramid. No, I'm not. And you understand how to respond to them. Because now your flame is protected. Right now, as you're coming into business, even if you've been in a while, you may not have the level of success that you want. You've got to learn, and again, this is a 2 to 5 year process. This is not a 45-day. This is not a sprint. Even though there's some young guns that are out there, some people that are being successful. And again, I said there was there were a lot of contributing factors to their success. What's their sphere of influence over people in their community? Or do they have family members that, hey, if they speak something, they want to get enjoying, everybody's on it? Or, like myself, I've got few family members that, hey, they're not even answering a phone call, even though I know their phone works. I just spoke with them the other day. I invite people to a meeting, they're a no-show. Or I go by their house, they're a no-show. And we talked earlier in the day that I'm going to come by at a certain time. I don't know if that's happened to you, but it's going to happen. You need to be prepared also when you go out there. And if my market, for the most part, is cold contact. Literally, total strangers, as I'm out and about, and I introduce them to the company. Hey, have you heard about the challenge? Well, what challenge? Well, I'm glad you asked. And I have a business card, and it says, well, have you ever heard of ViSalus? No, I haven't. That's the majority of the time people say that. They have not heard about it. Okay, good. Now, I need to know what to say. You need to know what to say. Now, when you're listening to tapes, you're reading books, and you're attending functions, and you're talking with different people, and then you find out you get your niche. For those of us that were drill instructors before, hey, you're going to find out that, remember when you're on the streets and you were Nick the New Guy, Bob Newhat, and you didn't know what was going on. So all of a sudden, you're the bottom of all the drill instructors. And literally you have to deal with gear guards, and you're just learning how things, you hate drill, you hate PT, you're getting dogged out. And then all of a sudden, as you've been there a while and you got your eyes open, your ears open, you're listening to things, and you're watching people, you're watching seasoned hats, you're watching seasoned distributors, associates out there that are, man, they're talking to people and they're like, everybody's just coming in. Every time they three-way call, they're signing people up. What did they do? Now, for you hats, remember when you saw somebody marching in drill, says, man, I love the way the guy calls cadence. So you take a little bit of his little traits, and you like the way he taught drill. You take a little bit of his traits. You like the way he wears his uniform. You take a little traits there. When he says something, just his mannerisms, you try to emulate those things. You try to engrave those things into your own being. So after a while, before you know it, all those multiple peoples that you see, how the duty hut was set up, how your squad bay was set up, all those different things. Now, months later, you're that guy because you took little bits and pieces through tapes, through books, through functions, and you carve that, you create your own person. So now when the naysayers come up to you and they have objections, you know how to come back, you know how to respond. I would also tell you, this is your business. Don't let anybody distinguish your plane. They're not writing your check, so don't worry about, hey, if they said no, not a problem. Next. This is a numbers game. You may go through 100 people before you get one person to say yes. So you need to be prepared for that. Motivation is contagious. Motivation is contagious. So I hope this video gives you a sense of encouragement and how to protect your flame through tapes, books, and functions. All right. Hey, make it happen. Out.